Hi there, my name's Richard Patterson. I'm recording this from the holy mountain Arunachala in the south of India, where I've been coming for the past 30 years or so. So, freedom from the mind is a space where people who are tormented by overthinking learn how to experience genuine peace. Not by fixing the mind, because that takes years and years, but by fundamentally changing their relationship with the mind. And in the title, Freedom from the Mind, the word that is very intentional. Because most people experiencing anxiety, worry, fear, doubt, etc., talk about my mind. And the beginning, the start of separating ourselves from the mind comes from seeing the mind as an object in our awareness. So just by simply saying the mind is doing this, the mind is doing that, there's a degree of separation already. Yep. So this is for people who have tried, all the normal ways of breaking free from mind prison to experience more peace. Tried to fix the mind, tried to improve themselves, tried to think their way out of suffering. There's a beautiful quote that says, you can't think your way out of a prison that's made of thoughts. So one of the fundamental things you'll learn here is that, ironically, our attempts to fix the mind is exactly what gives the mind strength and importance, makes it stronger. Better to learn to withdraw your attention from the mind. So, why have I created this group? I've created it to share a different approach, an approach that's based on self-discovery rather than self-improvement. And because of this, it takes, breaking free takes no time. It just, when we see certain things, when we see our true relationship with the mind, we automatically become free in the seeing alone. The other reason I created the group was because it gives me the opportunity to work with people over an extended period of time. Often when I do one-to-one coaching, which is what I've mostly done in the past, um, people are just starting to have big breakthroughs when we stop. And the truth is, I spent years with my teacher, and this path, although the path is incredibly simple and proven, it does take time. And so this model gives me the opportunity to work with people over a longer period of time. But why do people fail ordinarily? Again, it's the approach. If you've lost your keys in the house, you're not going to find them by looking in the garden. And so to find peace, you need to be looking in the right place. And that's exactly what this offers. A step-by-step path that really works. The guidance and support of someone who's walked that path. I've been doing this for, God, I think it's 40 years. And the support and accountability of a committed group. I find that's important. A lot of people embark on this on their own, but most people, after a short period of time lose their drive, their motivation, their enthusiasm. One of the great things about working with a group is that it keeps us motivated, keeps us on track until the goal is reached. So how does it work? So I've created this 7-module course called Freedom from the Mind, which is a step-by-step proven system. And people go through this at their own pace. And then we have 2 weekly live calls where you can come and bring your doubts, bring your questions, where we have discussions. And on the calls, we generally, there's generally 3 parts. We do some kind of lesson or teaching. We do a meditation, a guided meditation, and then Q&As. And also the communities is really quite active, with people messaging. You'll get answers not just from me, but from other people that have walked exactly the same path. So what makes this group different? Again, it's the approach, and the intentionality. It's very intentional. Most approaches are based on the idea that peace is something to find or reach or achieve through self-improvement. This approach, which, is the direct path really that's been passed down, for millennia, says that you already are peace. You already are, everything you seek is already there, present within you. You just need to drop below the level of the mind to access it. And everything we do here points towards that. As I said, we do a lot of meditation as well. And what do members experience? People experience big shifts. They experience, the end of the battle with the mind. I mean, that's the main thing. The end of self-judgment. People see that most of the content of the mind is really just old programming running. We become free of it through developing the ability to step back and look at it without judgment. And yeah, just a lot more peace, ease. And for those who are interested, I also dive really more deeply into, the spiritual aspect of who we are beyond the mind. But that's not for everyone. So what do you get from joining? You get the Freedom from the Mind course. You get another course called 7 False Beliefs That Kept Me Trapped in My Head for Years, which I personally believe is really powerful. It's our beliefs that cause us to suffer more than the content of the mind. And so here's as much of a promise as I can make. But if you really dive into this course material and you're committed and you're serious, not serious as in, I mean serious as in sincere, and you bring all your questions, to me and to the group, you will definitely have a radically different experience with your mind. A relationship with the mind that will lead to much more peace, ease, quiet, and connection, and self-love too. That's a big part of what we talk about. In truth, the mind only has as much power as you give it. And that's one of the main things I talk about. So how to get started? You literally just hit the join button below, and that's it. Say hi in the intro thread and dive into the course material. And you just go at your own pace. The live calls are, you don't have to come, but they're just there should you need them. But most people do. They find them quite livening and fun. So most people do show up weekly. So that's it. So if you spent years trying to find peace without success, this may well be the approach that you've been looking for. And I would love to see you inside.